The Border's own 1494 2AY, Sandra and Kev for breakfast, and it's that time of the fortnight where we catch up with somebody from Wodonga TAFE to learn more about the diverse range of programs they got there. And Janelle Cretney joins us, Director of Education and Vocational Skills. How are you?
I'm really well, thanks, Kev. How are you?
Yeah, going well.
Good to have you in the studio. And there's a couple of new programs that you've got running at TAFE at the moment. The Adult Migrant English Program. Let's talk about that one first.
Yeah, so the Adult Migrant English Program is a program to teach or help newly arrived migrants and humanitarian visa holders to learn English and to settle into the local community. So we've been running this program for probably about 8 years now, but we've just been successful in getting the new contract. So people who arrived in Wodonga and Albury are eligible for 510 hours of free English training when they arrive. The purpose of the program is to help people settle into the community, to learn about the local environment, to get to know some of the resources available in the area, and to help people build up their English skills so that they can participate actively in the community and possibly get employment or go on to further study.
That's a great resource,
510
isn't it?
hours sounds like a lot. Is that sort of over a year or a couple of years? Or?
Yeah, it can be over a number of years. It depends how the person wants to, whether they want to study full-time or part-time.
Yeah.
And there's actually 4 levels of the program, so people can progress through 4 levels. Some people take a long time to get through, and some people don't take so long. And there's additional hours on top of that, even for people who really need some intensive English training. A lot of the people that arrive, don't speak English at all and have been in refugee camps for quite some time. So it does take a bit of time for people to feel comfortable and to pick up the skills.
And there's a graduation this week?
There is, yeah. We have a graduation of probably about 55 students finishing first semester. So these students will move on to another level of study, either a higher level of English. Some of them are finishing Certificate 4, and so they'll go on to, I think nursing is one of the areas that students are going on to, university courses, or some will go on to employment.
Oh, okay. Good to be talking about this during Refugee Week as well.
Certainly,
yes,
quite topical.
Yes.
And skills for education and employment?
Yeah, so this is a really new one for Wodonga TAFE. Skills for Education and Employment is a Commonwealth Government funded program for job seekers. So it's people who are receiving Centrelink benefits are eligible to receive, this is 800 hours of free training in literacy and numeracy, and it's really about literacy and numeracy skills to help people find and keep employment. So it's quite specific around the skills that people need in the workplace, particularly oral communication is one of those skills, written communication, filling in forms. So it's very practical, and it's about trying to help people get employment.
So as always, you could pop into Wodonga Hub and get more info about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Pop into the Jobs and Skills Centre in the centre of town, or pop up to the campus, or talk to your Centrelink provider or your Job Active. They also have information about this program, and they'll refer you on to us.
And there's another program as well, PATH, Prepare, Trial, Hire. Now, what does that mean?
Yeah, so this is a really exciting one, another Commonwealth Government initiative, and this one's around young people, 15 to 24-year-old people looking for work. So again, it's really around employability skills and getting ready to go into the workplace. And Wodonga TAFE has responsibility for the Prepare part of the program. So we offer 2 blocks of training to young people. The first one is around employability skills, getting to know your strengths and your weaknesses, finding out where you might be suited to go into employment. Communication skills, teamwork skills, all those kind of employability skills that we take for granted in the workplace. The second block is around really getting to know the local industries and local employers. There's a lot of visits to places of employment. There's guest speakers coming in to talk about jobs. So it's really interactive and getting to know about what's here in our local area. Once participants have done those two phases, they then go back to their Job Active provider, and their Job Active provider helps them with the trial part of the program. So the Job Active provider is able to place them participants in work experience with local employers, and that can be for a number of weeks or for a bit longer. But the aim of that is if the student's successful and if the employer's happy, what then happens is the employer is able to then hire that person or put that person on the payroll, and they get assistance from the government, financial assistance to support that young person and keep them employed.
And completing the path.
Yeah, and completing the path. That's right. So it's a really really new, exciting one. Yeah,
that's really good. Okay. Now, obviously, as we said, to find out more, we can always pop in and have a chat face to face.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, of course.
Wow, good stuff.
Thanks for dropping by, Janelle Cretney there, Director of Education and Vocational Skills with Wodonga TAFE.